Here they come, ladies and gentlemen, the team from Chile.
Tenemos dos vehículos involucrados. Un vehículo volcado. Confirmo víctima al interior. Médico, tome contacto. Segundo vehículo, sin personas. Adelante.
So they've kicked off with a 360 degrees reconnaissance. That's obviously important. They want to know exactly what they got, not just what kind of vehicles, but also where the casualty is and how they can approach this best. You can see one of the team members walking around with an iPad. On that iPad there's the crash and recovery system from Moditech. That system allows them to look at the drawings of the vehicles, and they can see where the airbags are, seatbelt pretensioners and other potential hazards. The crash and recovery system allows them to know exactly where they are, to mark it on the vehicle, and then when they start to cut, they make sure that they don't hit anything that can be dangerous to the rescuers.
Confirmamos la gasolina. Riesgo eléctrico descartados. No tenemos nuevas tecnologías.
The incident commander is walking around with the iPad that holds all the information provided by Moditech. Now in that 360 degrees reconnaissance, they now have assessed all of the hazards, and obviously they're stabilizing the green vehicle first. As you can see, it's tilted on an orange blockade. That's posing a hazard. If that falls down on one of the rescues, it's obviously going to be an injury. So they want to make sure that that thing is stable first before they attend to the casualty. Let's find Paul. Paul, are they off to a good start?
They're off to a great start. He's done a full 360. He's not just done it once, he's done it a few times. He's very, very fast around the car. He's just going to get his basic stability in place before he gets his medic in there and try to get an update from the casualty to find out his plans.
Thanks, Paul. So Paul, in the red vest, is assessing the commander. He's walking around, listening to what the commander is saying to the team. We also have Steve. Steve is wearing the blue vest. He is assessing the technical team. And then we have Tony. Tony is assessing the medical part. And then inside the vehicle, there's Stu, and Stu is assessing what's happening inside the vehicle. These four assessors are from the UKRO. This is a professional organization who hosts a lot of these challenges. They know exactly how to organize this. They are aiding us with these scenarios and have provided four of their best assessors, highly professional and highly skilled people. When the drill is conducted, they'll go back into debrief, and that's where they get valuable feedback from the assessors.
Más rápido. Más rápido, Pancho. Santiago. Zona de desecho la vamos a trabajar en la esquina. Zona de paciente la vamos a trabajar en el sector trasero del vehículo. Copiado. Copiado, equipo. Copiado.
Steve, can you give us a short update?
Yeah, early days just yet, but very sensitive stabilisation on this one, where the casualty's laid, the position of the vehicle's there, so they're doing well there with the V-struts. Now they're just kind of bind the vehicles together, so they kind of almost act as one. That makes the whole thing nice and solid, nice and safe for the rescuers, for the casualty inside, and then they can get on with their planned progression of making some space.
Thanks, Steve. So, as Steve already explained, what they're trying to do is make sure that the green car cannot go anywhere. So they've applied a V-strut, an orange triangle, you could say, on both sides of the car. That was the initial stabilization. And now with the ratchet strap, they're trying to tie this green car down. That means it can't move anymore, and then we'll move into the next phase, which is getting closer to the casualty.
Left or right?
Okay.
Okay. Don't move, please.
Vamos, Benja, vamos, rápido.
Joined by Niels. Niels is our operations director. What exactly does your role? What is exactly what you do at Holmatro?
Yeah, we take care of manufacturing and assembly of all the hydraulic rescue tools in our plants in the US and in the Netherlands.
So that basically means you see a block of steel coming in and a beautiful Pentium tool leaving your premises, right?
Yeah, in short, that's the whole process, and we do that with approximately 125 people all over the world, where we have the whole process under our own control, so a lot of grip on quality and performance.
So we have seen the new midi cutter being introduced. That is obviously not something that comes out of the drawing board and then goes straight into production. There must be a bit of time that you have to get acquainted to this. How long time does that take?
Well, a couple of months in production and assembly, but there's a whole new product development process behind it, where we do prototyping, O-series, and eventually a ramp-up for sales. So people are used to the new mini cutter now, and we're looking forward to make as much as possible.
So when it comes down to these rescue tools, quality is obviously of the essence. So before the tools are actually sent off to the customers, is there any quality checks that we have in place?
Yeah, sure. We have quality checks on inbound, so all parts that are coming into the factory are checked on quality. And then in every phase of the process, manufacturing, assembly, logistics, we have quality checks. End of line performance check is done, so we are pretty sure that whatever hits the market is of Holmatro quality.
Thank you so much, Niels. Enjoy the scenario. Thanks for giving that short rundown of how the manufacturing process works at Holmatro. Looking at the scenario, they've just removed the glass. So the next phase is getting inside that vehicle, making the first assessment of the casualty inside the vehicle. Meanwhile, the tools are being prepared. They're trying to make sure that when they go to the next phase, that already all the tools are in place. That's smart thinking, obviously.
Breathing okay.
Okay?
Yeah, yeah.
Go.
Toda la seguridad descubriendo pilares. Arma de estación secundaria. Acá. Listo. Vamos, ayúdale a descubrir pilares.
Shoulder. Okay. Okay.
No te calentís la cabeza, Pancho. Vamos a trabajar directamente con una vez que esté listo, el corte, vamos a hacer lo que hicimos, el corte. ¿Ya?
Now the medic is inside the vehicle, trying to make his first assessment. And the next thing they'll do is make sure that they can get a bit more space. So obviously you can't just pull the casualty out of the car via the back door. So you create a bit of more space. Tony, he's trying to find you, but you're blending away with the vehicle a little bit through your vest. So
Yeah.
how's it going?
Yeah, initial assessment, he's done really well. That access point, yeah, he made sure he was safe before he got in, and I've just had a look inside, and it looks like he's doing okay.
That's good to hear. So they're taking well care of the casualty. Meanwhile, they're checking all of the stabilization, making sure that nothing shifts or moves while they're working on it.
¿Ya? Vamos. Corta.
Okay.
Cortando.
So, enough? Exhale.
Se trabó.
Enough? Exhale, please. Enough? Exhale. And cords and breath? Okay. Very
good. Good.
And
They're trying to make their way inside the vehicle,
shoulder. Okay.
cutting the hatch.
You
I think they want to get that open and then go in through a tunnel. That's what we call tunneling, going in from the backside. When our pit manager, what have you created for us this time?
Yeah, good afternoon. The car on its wheels, it's blocked by the tree. This is done to prevent it from repositioning the car. So that we have a narrow gap for the green car, which is positioned on its side and very unstable. So stabilizing is very important. They have done that very well. Hopefully these guys are more used to this kind of weather as we are. For us, it's really hot, especially for the assessors from the UK. These are not used to these temperatures. Hopefully the bomberos are used to these extreme hot temperatures. I see that they are making great progress, so I fully rely on the team.
Thank you, Wen. Thank you for your comment. They're trying to create space. Car shifted a little bit. Obviously, stabilization is hugely important here. And what they're trying to do is get that hatch off, which seems to pose a bit of a problem.
Nico, rectifica la estabilización completa.
Protection.
And they've cleared the hatch. It's coming out now.
Protection. My parents and good the car.
Okay.
Yeah. You
Deje corte.
sit calm, please.
Saca esa parte mejor.
Steve,
O
can
la
we get a
amarramos,
short update?
como tú quieras.
Okay, so we saw there a bit of force action, a bit too much brutal force, not letting the tools do their work, and you probably saw the vehicle got a bit destabilised. What I'd like to have seen then was a recheck of all that stabilisation. That's what I'm looking out for there, which would have forgiven them for what they've done.
Okay, yeah. Obviously, everything is being checked and debriefed later.
Perfecto.
As you could see, the car shifted a little bit. That's something that needs to be rechecked. While this could potentially be a dangerous thing, cars cannot shift when they're in such an unstable position.
Papá, ¿tenemos acceso ahí al paciente, no? ¿O hay que cortar algún asiento? Déjame ver. ¿Tenemos acceso?
So tell me.
¿O cortamos asiento? Rápido, papá. Papá, rápido. ¿Cortamos asiento o no?
¿Me lo puedes sacar por ahí? Ya listo, lo saco por ahí.
Listo, sale.
Ya, perfecto.
¿Tabla?
No, de no.
Ya no.
Amarremos, cubramos bien.
No. No, el
Now strapping down the remainder of the hatch, making sure that it doesn't close back up.
Necesita espacio.
Ya, cubramos estos cortes, Nico, primero. Cubramos bien los cortes. Cubramos estos cortes, necesito cubrir estos cortes.
What? ¿Qué necesitas hacer?
Pancho, lo cubrí completo y necesito que lo amarre porque el castor no lo está amarrando ya.
Vete.
Te está yendo igual. Pancho, amárralo bien.
So I'm joined again by Luciano. Luciano, can you give a short summary of what you've seen so far in Spanish, so our viewers at home with Spanish also know exactly what's going on?
Sí, primero quiero agradecer, tenemos más que 400 personas conectadas en línea en nuestras redes sociales y lo que veo hasta el momento una estabilización bastante bien hecha, están ahí tratando de generar el espacio por la parte de atrás y bueno, ya veo que está muy cerca de sacar al paciente, así que va todo bastante bien con Santiago, felicidades.
Thank you, Luciano.
Sí, eléctrico. Hay que cortar.
So as you can hear, great support here for the team. They've brought a lot of supporters. It's so good to hear them cheer up the team. That's obviously good for spirits.
Look at me, please. Follow the leg.
Paul, gonna grab you for a short summary. Hey, they're noisy, aren't they? Oh, look at that support. That's beautiful.
Yeah, that's the first time we've had that this week. Yeah, great plan there. Very, very difficult stabilisation, which they've managed to do. It's progressing very, very well. See how it makes that internal space. It's got the tooling in. That's great. Let's hope it's going to make a lot of space.
Thanks, Paul.
Listo. Yeah. Go. Calm. You calm. Yeah. Keep calm.
I'll give you a lot 5 seconds. 5 seconds to raise the spirits. Something in Spanish. Cheer them up.
Okay.
Belgium.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Then do it in Belgium. It's even better.
And go.
Where's the cheering guys? Here they are.
Toda la fuerza para el equipo de la Octava de Santiago, Cuerpo Bomberos Santiago está presente acá en Interchurch 2022.
Excelente, adelante.
That's it. I'm holding the mic. You can only scream.
Del norte de Chile, de Iquique. Ahí el apoyo a los bomberos de Chile ahí trabajando.
Thanks, guys. Good to have this support.
14, Benja. 15, rápido.
¿Qué cosa? Necesito de tu pedir.
Vamos, chiquillos, afuera. Salimos. Ya, Benja.
Can I grab you for a short update, Tony?
Prepárate tabla, Pancho.
Yeah, I've just had a lot, and yeah, they've done really well. I mean, the space station inside looks good. They're just finishing off some final touches there, by the looks of it, and I think they might be ready to extricate.
That's good. That's good to hear. So the extrication is obviously getting the casualty out of the vehicle. That seems to be what they're preparing for right now.
Good. And the space. Here, out.
Muchachos, de este momento toma el mando trauma.
Vamos, equipo.
Spinal board is going in. That means that they're ready to extract the casualty out of the car. What they're going to do, they're going to lift them up a little bit and slide the spinal board slightly under for about 50%. And when that's done, they will start to count, and every time they hit 3, they'll push him up about 5 to 10 centimeters, slowly and controlled, getting him on the spinal board, obviously taking well care of the injuries of the casualty. This is probably the most exciting part of the whole challenge, of the whole scenario, is how to get that victim out in a safe and controlled manner.
Vamos, apúrate. Vamos, toma cabeza, toma cabeza. Cuenta.
How's it going, Steve?
Yeah, really picks up well. What they've done, this team there, they've worked very hard inside there, which is obviously difficult to see from out here, but they've created a lot of internal space. They're not scared to take the tools inside there and use them, which is a great plus. And that's what's going to make their extrication possible now. Really speed it up.
Thank you so much. So yeah, obviously it's hard for us to see outside what's happening in the car, but those tools went fully in. They've removed a few of the seats, and that allowed them to extricate the casualty, which is happening right now. The medic has jumped out to make sure that he can also grab that stretcher. Yes, applause well deserved, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hands together. So obviously they can continue going on until the whistle blows. There's 20 minutes of time for every team, so they're still in time. They've done their first assessment inside the vehicle, checked what the injuries were, but now that the casualty is out of that narrow space, they'll do a second assessment, check all the vital signs, make sure there's no broken bones or anything else, and after that they'll do a transfer to the paramedics, and then obviously normally a casualty will be taken away to a hospital. The flag, that's something we've seen before this week. They're holding over the flag over the casualty. That's to make sure that there's no direct sunlight and to keep them away from public exposure. Paul, happy with what you've seen?
Yeah, very, very polished performance. Enthusiastic, developed. Yeah, good performance. Good performance.
Thanks, Paul. They're immobilizing him now. That means they're strapping him down to the spinal board, making sure that he cannot move anymore to prevent further injuries.
Déjame acá y anda a rectificar la estación. Anda a rectificar. Vamos, tranquilos, chicos.
Joined here by Ronald. Ronald is our challenge coordinator. Ronald, how proud of you are you of the team and the challenge?
Well, I'm super proud of the team. Not only about the team of Holmatro organizing it, but what do you think about the teams performing here? Look at this team, traveled so far in this heat, working as hard as they can to do what they need to do to rescue this casualty from a challenging scenario. So yeah, altogether, we are insanely proud of this event and so happy that all of you are here to watch, and not only here, but also live on internet, Facebook, YouTube. I can't describe it with words how proud we are of this event.
Yeah, it's easy to underestimate how much effort it is to get a team like this all the way across the ocean, and obviously all of the work they've done at home. So we really appreciate all these teams coming down. How happy are you with these brand new BMWs?
Yeah, well, super, of course. How big are the chances?
That's the whistle, ladies and gentlemen. Put your hands together for the team from Chile. Did you like that we adjusted the temperature a little bit so it feels like home?
¿Te gustó que ajustamos la temperatura para que sientas como que esté en casa?
Sí, la verdad que bastante calor. Se sintió dentro del equipo la temperatura.
He says really, really warm, and they were feeling the heat inside the car.
So you must be very proud of the team and the achievement you've made.
Debe estar muy orgulloso del trabajo que el equipo hizo.
La verdad que sí, bastante orgulloso del trabajo. Creo que cuando uno trabaja con gente bastante profesional como este equipo, se hacen las cosas más fáciles también. Y eso la verdad que enorgullece bastante. Trabajamos bastante de forma previa para llegar acá y creo que eso es lo que finalmente también es más valorable también dentro de lo que es la participación.
Yeah, I'm really proud, really proud. This is the result when you work hard and when you work together and when you work with a nice group of professionals. I'm really proud of my team. We worked really, really hard to get prepared for this event, and I'm really, really proud.
Muchas gracias. Then next we'll hear from the technical team. Let's get the technical team over. Technical team, yeah, here they come. Hello, good to have you. What do you think of the challenge, of the scenario?
Hola, muy buen tenerlo. ¿Qué te pareció el escenario? Del escenario, las complicaciones, ¿qué te pareció?
Estuvo bastante bueno, entretenido el escenario. No es un escenario habitual de entrenamiento, pero creo que fuimos capaces de poder sortearlo de buena manera.
It was really nice and entertaining scenario. It was not easy. It's not easy to train or to get training on this kind of scenario, but I think that with a lot of effort, we succeed.
And what did you think of the performance of the Pantheon tools?
¿Qué te parece el rendimiento de las herramientas Pentium?
Espectacular. Bueno, asegura bastante el trabajo. Nos permite ir un poco más seguros sobre las cosas que tenemos que realizar en un rescate.
It was just spectacular. You can go really over on what you have to do. So really happy.
Thank you so much. Muchas gracias. Then last we'll hear from the medic. Hi. Yeah, it's hot today, isn't it?
Muy caluroso, muy caluroso. Pero no impidió que pudiéramos hacer el trabajo, ya que, bueno, trabajo muy complicado en el escenario, pero el personal técnico sabía lo que tenía que hacer, el paciente dentro de todo está estable, pudimos hacer un buen trabajo y sacarlo oportunamente.
Yeah, it's really, really warm, but I mean, although of all of the heat, we were able to succeed, to evaluate the scenario, to do the stabilization. The technical team did it really nice internally, so really proud.
That's good. Could you make a good assessment once you were in the vehicle, good assessment of the injuries of the casualty, and formulate a plan for your co-team members?
¿Fue posible hacer la evaluación cuando estaban dentro del vehículo, hacer la evaluación del paciente? Cuéntanos cómo fue.
Por el escenario, el auto volcado, fue difícil el acceso, se logró. Al interior muy complicado por la escena, pero logramos hacer la evaluación del paciente, contacto todo momento con él, y lo importante es lograr extraerlo lo antes posible.
Yeah, it was a really tough scenario. The car is on its side with a patient inside, but I mean, it was really fast. There we got access to the patient. The communication with the patient was really good as well, and we managed to open the back part of the car, create the access, and extricate the patient.
Okay, muchas gracias. And obviously also muchas gracias to everyone at home. This was the 4th day of our challenge, and what better day to close this day than with this Chilean team. The support was immense, the scenario was really hard, a lot of things to take away, but above all, a fun and learning challenge. Tomorrow we will be back with the final day. The final day, day number 5, with a few fresh teams, 4 teams competing in this challenge. So great to have you as an audience back home and after here. We'll see you back tomorrow for the last 4 teams. Thank you so much. See you.